Good morning, manifestors. It's Paula from the 411 on manifesting. Welcome back to my channel. How was your weekend, everybody? I don't know about you, about where you are, where you're watching this from, but it was really, really, really hot here. And if my daughter's watching, she's going to laugh at me because where she lives in BC, it's 10 degrees hotter. So it was like 30 here today, this weekend, I should say. So yeah, it was really warm. It was kind of funny because I was having a bit of a grumble about the heat. Everyone, like, honestly, I do have air conditioning, but I just don't find that it actually cools my space down enough, kind of just where it's placed in my house. I mean, unless I literally sit right in front of it, that's the only way I kind of cool off, and it doesn't work for me to sit right in front of it. So I don't do that. But I do have, I have a Dyson room cooling fan. I have a couple of really good fans. It just wasn't working. It really was not having it at all. By the way, I am super sweaty, and we're going to get to why that reason is in a minute, but I just want to talk about the heat for a second. But yeah, it was, I was just like super uncomfortable pretty much, like especially in the evenings. I had a lot of cold baths and I drank a ton of water, which is good. But it did remind me in the moment to be grateful that I had a roof over my head, that I had electricity to turn my fans on, that I had a refrigerator to keep my water and my juice cold. So in light of that pretty much took me out of that sort of space that I was in of like being grumpy from the heat. So anyway, hope you had a good weekend. So the title of, sorry, I've got cat hair people, dog hair people. I just put lipstick on. So yeah, I have cat hair all over the place. I wanted to talk to you today. I just bought myself a rebounder. Does everybody know what the rebounder is? Oh my God. It's such a funny story. Mom, if you're watching, you remember that my grandma used to have a mini trampoline, like all the time. She used to bounce on it all the time. And when we were kids I guess we were kind of teenager, we would go over there, whatever. And I remember being excited when I saw it because I'd never heard of a mini trampoline before. And I'm like, oh, this is so cool. I've been on a real trampoline and I went and jumped on it and you're just like, there's not a lot of give in it, so it doesn't really move a lot. But I didn't really like it when I was a teenager, but my grandma used to bounce on that all the time. And my grandma, when she was on this physical earth, was super, super healthy and super, super active. Always exercising, always walking, she was really into that. So she was kind of a little bit before her time, I feel, which is like really, really cool. But anyway, recently I bought one like last Tuesday. So I've had it almost a week. I'm obsessed with it. I don't get obsessed with anything to do with exercise ever. I never, ever do. I'm completely the opposite direction with it. I'm obsessed with this rebounder. I'll tell you why, because there's a couple reasons. The first one is that it only takes 5 minutes to have an effective workout on it. Who doesn't have 5 minutes? That's been the number one thing that holds me back, I feel, from exercising is the time. Especially if I join a gym. I literally have to get up an hour and a half earlier than I would to go to the gym before work. And I have to go before work because I'm too tired after work. So these are all things that I've told myself for, many, many years. So they are my blocks around exercise. They're not actual blocks around exercise because there's a ton of people that get up really early to go and, work their body out and get a really good start to the day. I'm just not one of them. But anyway, the rebounder, man, I'm telling you, 5 minutes. I found this really, really good YouTuber that does she does a beginner series, an intermediate series, and an advanced series, I believe, and there's 3 videos in each series. So it's literally for senior citizens. Okay, I'm not quite a senior citizen, but I was like, this will be easy. I'll get on it, and I'll be fine. No, I did the workout. I was dying. I literally was dying. But I wasn't. So it's kind of funny how it works on the rebounder, is that you're constantly moving all the time, like all the time. Bouncing, moving your arms, moving your legs, whatever it is you're doing, but you're only doing each exercise for 1 minute at a time on these videos. And I'm going to link them down below for you, because if you have a rebounder, you might want to watch this, watch her videos on it. But she does kind of 60-second intervals where you're doing a different movement each time. And I mean, you just think, oh, this is just a minute. Boom, you're on to the next one. Like literally, I'm still sweating right now. But this is what a rebounder does, is it moves your lymphatic system. So you're, unlike your heart, like your heart has a pump that pumps the blood all throughout your body. Your lymphatic system doesn't. It actually gathers your lymph nodes all throughout your body. They gather waste and toxins, and then they remove them. If you do not have an active lymphatic system, you get pooling. You get it in your arms, which, by the way, I have to show you guys this. So this is my arm here, if you can see that. This part right here used to be humped over like that from lymph not draining, because that was one of the big parts that I had it. I also had it in my knees really bad. I had it in my feet really bad. So a couple things happen when you start jumping. And I did some research into this. So about halfway through my first 5-minute workout, I had to go to the bathroom really, really bad. There was some lymph drainage that was going to happen immediately if I did not go to the bathroom. So my first workout was cut short. But it is said that 2 minutes of jumping on a mini trampoline or a rebounder is all it takes to get your lymphatic system draining. 2 minutes. And if anybody's done any research into the importance of lymphatic drainage, there is massage to get your lymphatic system going. Of course, exercise like the rebounder. So, and really what the rebounder does is that when you're jumping up and then hitting back down again, you're literally using every single muscle that you have in your body. Every single muscle, but on low impact. So you have to, I think what I was doing too when I was first on is I remember jumping when I'm a kid and, with my kids or whatever on the trampoline, and I'm like this and trying to jump higher. Well, you don't do that on a rebounder because you hurt yourself, but you do have to be mindful to sort of push down with your heels and then lift up with your heels. So that's kind of the rhythm that you want to get into. My calves are burning. I'm still sweating. Like I honestly finished my workout 20 minutes ago, but that is what happens when you do exercises to drain your lymphatic system. It comes out in your sweat, comes out in your pee, comes out. So it comes out everywhere. But it's honestly such a wonderful, wonderful investment for somebody who thinks she doesn't have enough time to exercise, but really wants to make some improvements with my movement. I was watching a Joe Rogan podcast the other day. Sorry if anyone doesn't like Joe Rogan, but I actually really like him. He was talking about getting motivated for exercise, and that human beings have conditioned their brains into the first thing that they're thinking about exercise are ways around getting out of it, or ways around doing it not to the full extent that the exercise should be done. And that's because we have trained our brains to stay away from anything that is uncomfortable or painful. And let's face it, exercise is uncomfortable and it's painful. So already we've kind of shut ourselves down before we even get out of the gate. So we either look for an exercise that really doesn't do anything for us, or we look for an exercise that we can manipulate into doing easier. So it's honestly, it's such a mind F. Sorry, I'm not going to say the F word, but it really is when we think about how we sabotage ourselves into getting healthy. And, think of the ads and stuff that you see for people that are exercising or doing things. They're like, sore muscles. You got pain relief for sore muscles from working out? It's all over the place. But we just have to get into our head that we do have to move our bodies. We do have to have lymphatic drainage. We do have to have muscles that keep replenishing and cells that keep replenishing themselves over and over and over again. Because if we don't, as we get older, we're going to run into all kinds of problems physically that's really going to limit us from doing the things that we want to do. I live in a 3-story walk-up, and I chose that for a reason. Because at any given day, I'm either taking 40 to 50 pounds up my stairs or bringing 40 to 50 pounds down my stairs. I am constantly in movement for doing that. And I have some discomfort in my knee from arthritis. It's almost gone. Like, it's almost gone. Well, number one, I stopped paying attention to it. I used to talk about it a lot. Everybody knew about my knee. Everybody knew about my knee. Like, everyone. People I hadn't seen in years would still remember about my knee. So I don't give it attention anymore, and I don't talk about it. And by doing that, and going up the stairs constantly all the time, which, you know, there's a level of discomfort in that, but I've also strengthened it because I babied it for such a long time because, you know, I did have such discomfort around it, and I don't anymore. And that's probably the one thing I was a little bit worried about with the Rebounder. Not even an issue. So if you have knee trouble or any type of hip trouble, and that's sort of maybe stopping you from buying a Rebounder and getting on it, please don't, because they're amazing. I'm going to link the one that I just bought in the comments too. I just really like it. Like, I actually got, so there's 2 sizes. There's like a 40-inch and a 48-inch, and I got the 48-inch. I just figured I would need more room. I don't, but I like it. Like, I like it, but I could do the 40. So if you're kind of on the fence about it and maybe space is an option in your place, you could really look at the 40. It's not like you're, you know, bouncing around. And oh my God, the videos on YouTube, there is some amazing Rebounder. I'm still sweating, y'all. Like, oh my God. There's some amazing Rebounder videos on YouTube. There's one lady, and I think it's like her sister, her best friend, but they literally dress in like 80s clothes and leg warmers, and they like do Rebounder dances to MC Hammer and Vanilla Ice, and it's pretty good. When I get a little bit more advanced with that, I might click onto them. I'm still kind of working my way through the beginner ones right now, but I super like it. That is my vlog for today, y'all, and I'm on the Rebounder. So I'm really going to get this linked for you so you can look at the Rebounder. I'm going to link the video for you so you can look at the exercises. I can't remember her name just off the top of my head. But anyway, yes, have a wonderful day. Thank you for watching. If you are not a subscriber, please hit that subscribe button. If you haven't already, please like this video. And if you have a Rebounder, tell me what you're doing on it. I would love to hear any other tips and tricks that anybody else has that uses a Rebounder. Thank you, everybody. Have an amazing rest of your Monday. We'll talk to you soon. Okay, bye.